right. It is the Mixed Ellie Elements radio show, and this is your girl Persia Sound, and I am in the building with JL Forbes.
Yo, what's up?
All right, and I have Sam Malone.
Yes, sir.
And I have a new co-host that is jumping on board, which I'm so happy he's here, Keith.
Hey.
So, you know how I usually do it. I just want to start with some brief interviews to kind of get to know everyone and what you guys are about, because I'm always trying to, help promote people that I know that are doing things that are positive. And just by coincidence, I didn't know that you were working with Big Cuz. So
yeah, well, I'm always working with Big Cuz.
I know you. Everybody work with Big Cuz.
Yeah,
I didn't know
Cuz
you were doing the show with him.
every
Yeah.
week with something different. But I'm Sam Malone, Barstool Rook, Sipping with Sammy at sippingwithsammy.com. I'm an artist. I'm a host now. I'm media now. I got 2 radio shows: 98.5 FM Uptown Radio, Most Slept On Radio, and I also have Flyboy Fridays every 4 to 6 p.m. on Glockaway Radio. But yeah, I'm a Most Slept On artist. I'm part of the Philly Freedom Project with Big Cuz. Big Cuz keeps me busy, man. Keeps me busy. He's a good guy. And I'm glad that you opened up your platform to me. I appreciate this.
Yeah, definitely. You know,
pretty dope.
You came out to some of my events. I know you support like Mouth Dad and stuff like that.
Absolutely,
so, yeah.
absolutely. They good. Y'all good folks, man.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
You get a good performance, a good show, good energy. People that actually engage with the crowd and hang around before and after they sets. You know what I mean? Stuff like that you appreciate when you go to see somebody perform.
That's key. You gotta sharing it, you know what I mean? If they're gonna come to you, you gotta go to them.
Yeah. So it's dope, and it's always been love every time I've seen you. Even offered to hold my camera for me when I was getting interviewed before.
Okay, yeah. Well, somebody's got to do it. I mean, it's not, I'm not like, stuck up or something like that.
No, I'm not saying it like that, but you'd
No,
be
but some
surprised.
people,
It's the small things, like
yeah.
you know
Everybody
what I mean?
need to capture their own
Some
history,
people still there taking videos of themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You like, hold on, you want me to get you? I got you, and I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate
definitely.
that.
So, all right, and next up is Forbes.
Yeah, I'm JL Forbes, entrepreneur's entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses. I focus on financial education, self-development, real estate. I have a nonprofit as well, which is my heart, which I work with young youth, inner city youth with in the ages of 12 or 17, and we teach them financial education skills and self-development skills. And then my baby, which I just launched recently, is Entrepreneur Direct, basically a full-fledged business incubator. Basically can get you from the conception of your business all the way through the first 5 years, and basically help you monetize your God-given talents, and be able to live the freedom that you want to off of what God gave you.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
God-given talent is the key. A lot of people forget. They don't believe in themselves, you know what I mean? And they give up. They go to work at that factory or whatever,
Right, absolutely. They stuck in that system, so to speak.
We're looking for somebody to help them and break them, which, if artists think of themselves as business, which I've always, talked about, then you have more control of your destiny. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
And we're not knocking working at the factory.
We're not knocking that either, but you know what I mean.
Look at it as a means to an end and not the end all be all is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
I believe, right?
Right. I mean, absolutely. My motto with jobs are, you should be learning or earning, either or. And that's how you benefit off of a job. I don't think it's a long-term thing as we made it out to be, but there's nothing wrong at all with having a job. You should be learning how to build a business when you're at that job, or you should be earning the money to put into that business at that job. Everybody has that stage where they need to be able to kind of graduate to be a boss, be able to handle other individuals and be able to be responsible for their lifestyle. But at the same time, while you're learning that, that's what the job is for. It's not for a long-term thing. It's supposed to be a certain situation where you graduate. It doesn't take 40 years to graduate from something.
And
It's stepping stone.
It's steps
Right.
to it. That's what I was about to say. There's steps to it. You got to learn how to save $20 at a time, or you got to learn how to pay yourself first before you can invest in yourself.
Absolutely.
And that
Absolutely.
starts on levels. You know what I mean? So it can be done. So you might need that job, but you don't need that job as much as you think you need that job if you invest in yourself and you have something real going on.
And it depends on what
with
your desire is,
God-given
because
talents.
you need workers too. Everybody can't be a boss.
Everybody can't be a boss.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, if it's a cycle where everybody's working towards being a boss, it still filtrates back where it's enough people working.
And honestly, and then you'll have more. Depends, because depending on the job you have. But if you have, you know, if you're working for something more, usually you'll have more pride in what you do.
Absolutely.
Because you're looking to
Always
take
take
to the
pride
next
in
step.
what you do, even if it's working for somebody else. Take pride in what you do, because you'll never know what opportunities come from who you'll run across while you helping them try on that shoe. Might be somebody that thinks about you when something big comes down the line. You never know.
Right, and I think a lot of times we're caught up in titles by saying the boss, the worker, but a lot of times it's really the personality you take on, because it's ownership.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's not really about boss, you know, and being a boss and being. You got to be a boss of yourself first before you're a boss of anybody else. So it's really about ownership and owning things. And I think, you know, the NFL was a good example of that this past year. You know,
Yes.
no, it doesn't matter
Yes.
about money. You know what I mean? You could be a millionaire and still
have no
not,
say.
Yeah, and not have no say. So ownership is big. You know,
Very.
They'll let you know in a second when you don't own something, no matter how much you get paid. So ownership is very, very big, and that's what I try to push forth. Yeah,
And that's why
Yeah.
they won't let Diddy own an NFL team.
exactly. That was
But yeah, you know, he'll
not gonna
try to
happen
turn that
no
thing
time soon.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot
I
of
wish
people-
it would. Halftime be lit.
Right.
right. A lot of people don't know that the NFL is a nonprofit.
Yep.
So it's a nonprofit, and so is the NBA. So
I didn't know.
and it gets a
genius.
little deeper than that. So it's a private nonprofit. So I have a public nonprofit. So
Right.
it's a foundation. It's a private foundation. So it's a lot of families involved and money. So when you say ownership is important, once you start digging and understanding why ownership is important and that money doesn't have anything to do with it, I mean, Diddy, by all means, with money, can step up and be in position to
Right.
buy there. But as soon as he said it, me understanding money is like, and understand ownership, you're not going to be able to get that. It's not
Yeah.
about money.
Yeah.
You could have it, and they'd be like, that's the money we want. No, you can't have it.
Yeah.
We don't want you to have
Exactly.
it.
And
We
it's
don't want you to own
possible
it.
that Diddy knows that. It just wanted to draw more attention to that. You know what I mean?
Well,
Because
that's
there's
'cause
nothing
you-
slow
yeah.
about that man.
Yeah.
Like in business, I'm sure he's ahead of everything we've thought about what he's trying to do. You know what I mean? But at the same time, there's that wall there, man. Ownership is everything, and they're not going to let you in the club.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. And even in your industry, like the music industry, I work
Yep.
with a lot of people. My cousin Mel Austin.
That's
I
my
work-
guy. I grew
yeah.
up with Mel and Phil.
Yeah, that's my family. So that's how I met Persia. You know, I
Okay.
kinda worked in the music industry with them and helped them out a lot. And I'm like,
Was
in the
that how you
music
met
industry. Yeah.
Oh, through
The
Mel?
circle,
Oh.
He
the circle,
remembers.
not through him, but
Okay.
we was working.
No, I know I
together.
came to one of
Yeah,
his
the circle
events. I do
entertainment.
remember because he was
He
having
remembers.
like community events and stuff
Yep.
like that. So I remember that. Yeah.
I'm just saying, he remembers.
Sap, I managed Sap for a little bit. Sap Sounds, Mel.
Dope.
And because they were family, I just brought
Right.
my business attributes there. But what I learned is, with all your gifts, especially in the music industry, it doesn't take much to make more than what a lot of the 9-to-5s are paying you guys.
True.
And that's where a lot of times people don't think about it. It's like, all right, I asked them literally, I said, how much you making? Where you at? I'm working at Macy's right now. I don't like this joint. Oh, what you making? 40,000. So you know how much you got to make a month to make 40,000? I said, so how many shows do you need to do that? You know what I mean? How many mixtapes do you need to do that? So if you only have to sell this many mixtapes and do this many shows that month, then you're making what you need to make. But I don't think they break it down into its increments.
I made a lot of money on shot glasses. for the
Right,
record.
right. You know, it's monetizing what you're doing and getting it to substitute what you're bringing in already. And it's like, I'm not rich, but I'm doing what I love, and I'm not working for anybody. I'm on my own terms. And I
Major
think
part
that's
of
the
that.
first step. Yeah.
Major part of that. And
Absolutely.
and as to what we were speaking towards earlier, as an artist, I did have a job for a long time. But I had a job that was flexible to where I could still be an artist, to where I could still take off when I had a show, to where I could maneuver, where I could have a few days off if I had to go out of town. You know what I mean? And it wasn't a thing. And it was a job where I never had to literally take days off. I just shifted days around.
Right.
That's the key. You know?
I lost a lot of jobs. That was my problem. So
Probably because you didn't have that
Passion.
freedom.
No, yes,
If you'd
it's
have had
like,
that freedom,
by
you'd
the
have
third
probably
time, I was
stayed.
like, damn, do I go to the show or do I just decide that I'm not going to be able to eat for the next month? Like trying to figure out something.
And then you went to the show.
Yeah, well, yeah. Sometimes I did, and sometimes it was like I can't.
But I had one of them
do that.
jobs where they asked for
Yeah.
a lot of favors. And by Tuesday, they done ask you for so many favors that they ain't going to see you again till Sunday.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you don't even have to ask them for that favor. You don't even have to
Yeah.
write it down. You just wait for them to
Right.
ask you. I had one of them jobs, unlimited overtime type of situation. So they always wanted you there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
So it's
ideal.
crazy.
That's ideal for artists, you know. Especially anybody that's trying to be an entrepreneur. I don't even want to kind of encapsulated as an
No,
artist.
not just in artistry,
Entrepreneur.
right.
You guys are entrepreneurs. You know
Absolutely.
What I
But
mean?
I think that's part of it. That part has been taken away as far because the thing is what you do. You sing, you put yourself out here on social media, and you wait to be found. Once you're found, then you get to a label. Somebody wants to invest. They're probably taking a large chunk, and and sometimes it's a lot. Sometimes for artists, 'cause I know some artists they're not entrepreneurs.
Right.
You
It
saw
takes
my
a little
face.
bit
You
of
saw
a
my
savvy.
face when you said that list, right?
Huh?
I said you saw my face when you said that list. When you said did they invest or they take a large chunk?
Yeah, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? So
I got
unless
sick
it
over
makes
here a little
sense,
bit.
unless it makes sense, you
Right.
know what I mean? Each situation is always different, but
Right.
yeah, I mean that's part of it too. And there are a lot of artists that are not entrepreneurs, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Absolutely.
They don't
Right.
have a lot of business savvy.
Right.
And to get out on the streets, like it was time when I was not working, so I had to sell CDs so that
Right.
I could eat. I remember the first time I was sitting in the mirror for like an hour and a half, like trying to get my elevator pitch together because I was like, but you need to get out here and make this
Right.
fucking money because you
Right.
need to eat tonight, you know
Right.
what I mean? And then it was so surprising because the people that taught me, I forgot their names. They had a different way of doing it. So they used to be up at Oxford Circle, and they would go around and whatever anybody gave, they'll actually dress in bummy outfits and then sit up there and try to get a couple dollars here and there. I was like, I can't do it that. I just feel so low, like doing it that way. So then since I was applying for jobs, I went down on like Southwest Philly, 24th from Oregon. And then I did my hour and a half. I said, all right, I'm going to go out here. If I don't get a job, obviously I won't get it today, but I'm going to sell something before I go home.
Right.
And I actually did okay. Like two hours, I made like $75. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That's more than some people make an
Yeah,
hour.
absolutely.
$13 an hour. When you break that down, it's over $35 an hour.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You know
for,
what I mean?
For
So-
$5 worth of CDs.
Yeah, I was selling for $5.
How much it cost you to print up to get
yeah,
$75?
and I did it through them, so it was like probably like 75 cents or something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
you
Exactly.
made a killing.
Yep. That's
a hell of a flip.
yeah, you know what I mean? So, and then on Saturdays when I went, and I would take about 4 hours, and I put my money in the bank or whatever. Because since people saw me out there hustling, I didn't want nobody to follow me home.
That's major. That's
You know?
major. It happens. It
I think
happens.
the
People
key
watch
is,
you make money.
Do what you love, and the money will follow. It can't be about the money in the beginning. It's got to be about the love. Because even when you have a bad day and you're hustling CDs, you're doing it for a reason.
That too.
You know what I mean? So your bad day ain't so bad because you did it for what you wanted to be doing it
But
for.
sometimes hitting the rock bottom is the thing that gets you the
That's
fuck
right.
up.
And there's a
down.
lot of things.
Sometimes
And
you need that.
there's a lot of parts that go in between too, as far as networking, as far as being available for opportunity and knowing where the spot is to be, where you can make a couple extra dollars at
I
the
say
right time, and
strategy.
being
I-
available. Yes,
strategy
being
is the key
strategic
word.
is major.
Yeah.
It's major, and it's one of the things that, especially as Philly people and a lot of the Philly rappers, it's hard for them because everybody don't want to feel like a nut, don't want to feel like they getting played, and don't want to do this or don't want to, you know what I mean? Don't want to feel like they dick eating
Right.
or whatever have you. So it becomes a wall for a lot of dope people. You know what I mean? A lot of people that could get further, they don't because they don't strategically set themselves in position to be around people that can make things happen or
Right.
that they could build from.
Right, absolutely, and I agree with him and also you.
But that's a part of savvy too.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
agreed. But I mean, we're all in the know about what we're talking about.
Okay,
but I
alright.
feel like we're
No, I got
skipping
it.
over minute points
Yeah.
for the average person that doesn't think like us on a constant basis. Like
Yeah.
we're always talking to people like us. You know what I mean? But we're not talking necessarily a majority of the crowd to people like us.
Yeah.
So I was just, I don't want to slow down the conversation, but I just
No,
wanted
don't
to
slow
point
down.
out
Keep
because
going.
what
We
he
got 2
said
hours
was
to talk,
absolutely
so-
correct. But
Right.
but within that was the understanding of what we know. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
just wanted to point out, like, it's a lot that goes into that. Like,
Yeah, you gotta
like,
hustle, you gotta
like,
you gotta join other people's circles. You gotta
Mhm.
bring people into your circle.
Mhm.
You know,
which is uncomfortable for a lot of people.
it's very uncomfortable for a lot
But-
of people.
but what
It's
do you
hard to
want?
wear all the hats. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You gotta be so many people when you're running your own show, running your own business.
And and I didn't get a chance for Keith to talk about himself.
Right.
So like, all right,
Yeah,
so
but this show ain't long enough.
no, right?
I like Keith, man.
I know Keith for it's been almost 18 years now. Yeah, it's been a minute. You getting so old? Oh my God! It's like,
I wouldn't know where to begin. I've been many things.
yeah,
You know, life sometimes dictates.
yeah. But
I've had jobs that I've spent 2 months trying to get, and I finally get it, and I quit it in an hour.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
That's
you
deep.
know, it's always been about the music and the photography for me.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it's never been about the money. It's been about freedom. I'd rather have free time to go ride my motorcycle, play frisbee, jam, go fishing, whatever.
Yep.
I don't care about fancy shoes, fancy cars. I want my free time. And that's
I hear
what it
that.
is for me.
Beautiful.
Money
And you know what? You know what's funny? It's a saying that I have all the time is whereas though money doesn't buy you happiness, but money gives you time, and time gives you freedom, and freedom allows you happiness.
Yes, that's
so
right.
it's reverse with that. It's like a
That's
reverse
right.
engineering thing, but it is that. You know what I mean? And I think when we're all touching on is your purpose, like following your
Right.
purpose, following what you're supposed to do in life, because it brings you happiness, and then accomplishing that goal, whatever that monetized number is, because numbers are infinite. So you'll never find happiness if you're looking for a certain number.
Right.
It's infinite. So you have to figure out what you're trying to accomplish here on Earth and what you're trying to help in, support in or do in your lifetime to kind of move forward and kind of be blind to the money
Yeah,
aspect.
because it's really all about the journey.
Yeah.
Because once you get the thing that you thought you wanted, then you want
Something else.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something going to be right there. I know it's your show. I wanted to question though, if I could.
Go ahead.
I wonder what to ask everybody here. What's stopping you guys from getting to where you want to be? Like if you have a this, all right, whatever this is, because we all have a. All right, I'm not here. What's stopping you from getting there business wise? Like whatever in your
It's always been two things that stop
entrepreneurship.
me, and that's other people, because they're hard to depend on. And really, in life, no matter how good you are, it's other people with money that decide whether or not you're going to make it, you're going to be rich, whatever. And you get a lot of doors closed in your face. Got to be constantly jumping the hurdles. So, like for me, I've always wanted to open up for Santana. That was my big thing.
Carlos.
Dope.
Yeah.
Oh my man,
Crazy.
And
Wow.
I haven't done that, but you know what? I've been on stage. I've got CDs. I've gotten paid to play my music.
Right.
That's the dream right there.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm still young. Carlos might be around the corner.
Absolutely.
I just don't know.
You can do it whenever you want. And the reason I'm
Absolutely.
asking this question is because that's what my business is about, Entrepreneur Direct. Like, I put a whole team together really because dreams are important. And then I've been in so many different industries where I've seen individuals and I looked in their eyes and I seen the passion in what they're doing. But it was frustrating because they weren't able to monetize it and live off of that. Every single time they had to give up their passion for just living life and being in the system. And I don't think you should be able to have to sacrifice that. So that's why I'm asking, because I would love on the spot, like a Tony Robbins thing, to really be able to do those type of things, because that's what I do. So
Right.
how about you? Like,
Basically, it was always money and coming into contact. And plus, my life was a little bit different. I grew up like solitary, so I didn't, and I think some people, they probably judge me as probably being one of the mean girls or whatever. Not mean girls, but like since I'm cute and I could look like a vixen, I actually have more of a hippie mindset.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think that was part of it, and I really never had any real issues as far as working with people with ulterior motives. So now I have that discernment now, which is when I started, I was innocent. I was naive. And then I was just saying stupid stuff too, because you're young and you don't understand the business. You know what I mean? Which I watch them now and I'll be like, oh my God, did I sound that stupid? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? So that was a big part of it. And but growing up in a household with my grandmother, basically she owned her own like thrift store. She had real estate. Back then she didn't do very well, so she always kind of tried to keep me away from it, because at the time she did it on her own because she had to take care of kids,
Right.
whatever like that. But so I was always about like owning. Like I want to be able to. I should be able to do this myself, especially now with the social media. And honestly, I didn't even know what I was doing. It was just entertaining to me. I'd be posting, but I was posting like crazy, not realize I'm doing all this promotion and marketing and getting myself out there. Like, I even one time just off of that video, one of my videos, Carvin Higgins actually invited me to his house. So I was getting into a lot of circles, but I at the time I didn't know how to utilize it. And on top of that, I didn't really know how to find a mentor and how to speak to people as far as getting help. Okay. So I learned really, really like the hard way. But it's good, it's cool, and that's why I always try to help other people and teach them the things that I've missed out or made mistakes on and different things like that. But I think the bottom line, because what happens is I'm working, I'm making money, but I was always like a server. So then it's like every time I start a new job, somebody will know who I was, and then after that, the manager, I'll be like, listen, I will literally work every day, but when I request off, give me off.
Right.
They wouldn't do it. They would schedule me, and then they would put me on the worst shifts. Now I'm not making enough money. I'm only making enough to pay my rent. I can't invest in myself like with the things that I need to do, because I learned the hard way.
Right.
You know, so
as you went along, you learned, right?
Exactly.
As
It's like that with anything. I think Forbes hit on it when he said passion. Passion is the first step. You got to have that passion. You got to believe in yourself. You can't give up, no matter how many other people tell you, "Oh, you can't do that, or you'll never be this, or you'll never be that." You got to keep going at it, day in and day out.
Absolutely.
And then the other key is what you're willing to sacrifice. You know.
Yeah, I stayed in shelter,
I had a choice
everything. Like, she was real.
I had a choice between buying my first guitar or eating potatoes for 6 straight months.
Right.
I ate them fucking potatoes, man,
Right.
and I bought myself a guitar.
I heard that.
You know what I mean? So,
But
a lot
that-
of
see,
people wouldn't do
She
that.
also
When you-
touched
when
on
you-
strategy too, because she talked about when she was young and she was running into situations and not knowing what to do with them.
Now, hold on. Let me stop. Now, I also want to tell you, too, some of the people, it's crazy because I actually innately really kind of knew. But the people around me were actually telling me I was wrong because they didn't want me to do it. So, prime example, I think Honest Fire at the time was the only person doing Blog Talk.
Okay.
I was already doing garage bands with rock bands. I had been in so many. I'm like, I got to be a way I could do this by myself because I'm so tired of all these headaches. Everybody, like, you get to a certain point, then this person falls off. But see, when rappers, all y'all need is a track, a beat, a mic, and y'all cool. With me, I need the band. Now you want to get to the studio. You talk about $1,000, $5,000 to do something, just something. You know what I mean? It's not that simple. And even if we did get up on social media and put it up, it's still not professional. You can't put it through the radio. I can't get anybody else to promote that. I can't license it. I can't do anything else with it. So anyway, my strategy at the time was, all right, I think it's cool. I don't think it... And I want to find that black community. I didn't even know about Afro punk or anything like that. So I was like, well, let me do the radio show. And then I can get to know the scene. And then, do like a once-a-month event. I said, Honest is killing the game right now. You know, I don't know
Shout
how much
out
she
to
making.
Honest. She on
yeah,
Rock
right,
Radio
Honest.
too
I
with
love
me.
Honest, yes. I
That's
actually
family.
was on her Block Talk Radio for a minute, back in the day. Anyway, so, but yeah, so that was the thing. But they would say, no, you don't want to do that. Just focus on singing. So then you got me up in the freaking birdcage just singing and letting me out when you feel like it. Because I didn't know. They were stalking my Facebook. They saw who I was connected to. I didn't realize who these people were. But they was like, oh, you connected to this person that's going to help me. Now I'm strategically using you as a pawn so I can get here and do that. You know what I mean? And so, but by me being, all I want to do is sing. You put me on stage. All right, you giving me my little taffy. I'm happy. But but the thing is that they don't even understand. If you just keep this going, you still gonna be here.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
honestly, they didn't know what they were doing either. But that's a whole nother story too. So that was a lot. There was once you
Said a
look back,
mouthful.
it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I sat up there and put up with this and gave somebody loyalty that didn't deserve it.
Right, and I think what
We've
a lot
all
of people
probably
touched
done that.
on is kind of what I was thinking about the mental aspect. That's why a lot of people don't get to where they want to get to. So a lot of times with especially in my business, Entrepreneur Direct, we focus on the mental first. So it's like it's 3 different dimensions there. So what a lot of people don't deal with is that 3rd dimension. So it's a lot of times how we feel about ourselves. So a lot of times we deal with that, and then we also deal with how people feel about us, right? So and then it's also how we feel people feel about us.
Yep.
That's the third one. So that's different than the other 2. So it's really how that person really feels about us. So if we walk into, let's Saks, Fifth Ave in King of Prussia, and the white person looks at us, we might automatically know how that person feels about us. Or, same thing, a cop. We get pulled over, this cop might have a black wife.
Yeah.
And we might think that
just
this
because
person...
it's white.
So that third part, that 3rd dimension, is what a lot of people don't deal with.
Right.
And through our business, that's what we deal with because we got a lot of doctorates in behavioral health that I was able to solicit.
I worked in
they
behavioral health.
Yeah, they work on our behalf, and basically we try to figure out where you're at mentally and how we can get you to where you want to be at.
Right.
And do that strategically. So you have it's called a MAPS test. So you have a map to get from here to here.
I like that.
Because most things are mental. It's not about your gift. What's funny about, even in the industry that we're talking about now, music, right? every time I worked in music, I haven't worked in music in probably like 6 years or 7 years, but I still stay close to it.
And what is it? Because when I first met you, I thought you actually were like a promoter or something like that. So
No, so what happened was initially Mel is my blood cousin.
Okay.
Mel is my cousin. Mel Austin Jr., one of the best R&B singers in
Yes,
the
sir.
city.
Yeah, he's
Yes, sir.
very good. Yeah,
Uptown. Uptown.
I'm trying to get
Uptown.
us to do something together,
my
but
bad.
you know.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know. So I was getting into real estate. I actually was in the streets a lot when I was younger, and I made a lot of dumb decisions. And I woke up, and Mel was never in that. Mel went to Howard. Mel went to Central.
He was the
Mel,
good cousin.
Yeah, Mel did all the right things. You know what I mean? And Mel went through a little turmoil in his life, which we all do. And Mel moved into one of my rental properties, and we moved in together. And a lot of my cousins ended up moving there. We had it on 9th and Erie. Mel was just opening up to singing at the time. You know what I mean? Hopefully he doesn't get on me about opening the story too much. But he was just opening up to singing this time, and he was in his later 20s when he was opening up to singing. And mind you, I known him since I was a baby.
Because he has an awesome, like,
Right, like
smooth,
since I was a
strong
baby. So
voice, yeah.
no one knew he could sing. Like,
right? It's
literally-
like, oh, what the
I
heck?
can vouch for that.
Yeah, like,
I can vouch for that.
Right.
Like, you know what I
I
mean?
know him
Like,
my whole
he's
life,
from
too.
Family
Yeah.
Playground,
I'm from 2
we've been,
blocks from
like
him.
literally, like, spend the night in his house since I was 2. And no
Did
one
he start
knew to
singing
sing.
to like a girl or something, and you was like, what the hell?
So long story
All
short,
right.
somebody asked him to do a play.
All right.
A female asked him to do a play at the time, and it was like a Medea play.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when he did the Medea play, it was like, you know how the lights drop and you argue with somebody and then you sing.
Yeah.
And it's me, his brother, his dad there, and the lights drop and he just he was like.
What the hell? Where did that come
Yeah,
from?
like
right?
so he just
Yeah.
started killing it, and actually the girl that actually got him to do it, that really wanted to be in it, she couldn't sing at all.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why did she be? But anyway, he did that. So he come up to us afterwards, and y'all know Mel personality. He came up there. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. He's like,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I can
I
sing.
can sing.
Yep.
I used
I'm
to sing
like,
Bear from all
I'm
time.
like, yeah, exactly.
Bro,
Said.
crazy.
Yeah, you know, I used to practice all the time. I'm like, no, you can blow. Yeah. He's like, I can blow.
He
Yeah,
doing,
like,
he doing
so-
the Mel voice though. Y'all, like,
yeah, like-
if y'all know Mel, that's how he talking real like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so,
he making a face and everything.
So that's how I got into it. Like, I've always been a business person, but honestly, you know, when I was younger, because of the direction I was in, the influence I had, not having the dad and all that other stuff that most people know, I followed other people that I shouldn't have followed. And I was in the streets, and I used my business attributes there. So I finally caught on, and I didn't. So that where me and Mel and the property, because that was my second rental property.
Okay.
And I was like, all right, I'm not going to do this no more. I'm getting this property stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not going to disappoint my family.
Yeah.
So grabbed the property. The second property I grabbed, I also couldn't afford. So cousins.
Yeah.
Got the other one renting out. Cousins. Mel. Phil was in college at the time. You know what I mean? So I was getting all my people that I was cool with rent a room out. $300, $350.
Yeah.
That became the studio.
Okay.
So Mel started messing around with the singing and stuff like that, and what happened was Mel was like, I'm going to these shows because, you know what I mean, and I'm killing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he don't even talk like that. I'm
Yeah.
saying that.
Yeah.
Like he was killing it.
Yeah.
And like the promoters wanted him to stay and the bar owners wanted him to stay. And I'm like, yo, how much you getting paid? Like, you know, I'm always there. Everybody know me know I was always been there. He's like, man, I love doing this. I said,
That's
yo,
what
man,
happens.
I said, you know
Yeah.
what? Next show I'm gonna come to. He's like, all right, I need people to come to my show anyway. He's like, people like me, so I came to a show, and I knew a lot of people because I did a lot of dumb stuff in my life, being in basketball, being locked up, going to shows. You know what I mean?
I
Being
know you
dances.
was locked up. Okay.
Yeah, going to dances.
I knew that. He just told me. Never mind.
Adrenaline, like just being in all these facets, being in the streets, being in the party aspect, being in the music, the rap, like just being in all these different avenues. I knew a lot of people.
Yeah.
So Mel didn't know as many people at the time. You know way more people than me now.
Yeah.
It seems like. So I'm like,
He lit.
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, we go to an event. I'm like, yo, I'm going to the event, see my cousin. Go there. 20 people show up. So 20 people show up. They love Mel. They love me. Then we go to another joint. So after the joint, I'm like, how much you getting paid, cuz?
Exactly.
Because everybody buying drinks, we
Drinks,
having a good
yeah,
time.
right.
Mel never was worried about that at the time. He just loved doing what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm going to talk to the owner.
Yeah.
Talk to the owner. Owner fly join me. Okay, you know what? Cuz we're going to run our own venue out. He's like,
Yeah.
for real? Yeah, cuz we're going to run our own venue out. I'm going to start looking for a new venue.
Yeah.
You tough. We're going to get all the other tough singers around you and rappers. We're going to run our own venue out.
Yeah.
He's like, bet cuz. You know what I mean? And that's how that
Alright.
started with
But
how
like
you
I
be-
said,
you
but
thinking
there's
he
a
was a
prime,
promoter.
But
I
that was
wasn't
a
a
prime
promoter,
example.
yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
It was
how.
for
But
my
that's
family.
what you were
Yeah.
saying. That's
but
what
that
you were
was a prime
saying. Yeah.
example, though, of what I was saying. As an artist, only thing you want to do is sing. You're not even worried. You're just
Yeah.
happy that you know you get up on the mic.
Yep.
But luckily, having somebody like you strong as a hustler around
Right.
him got him to do that. I had to
Right.
learn how to hustle myself. You know,
Right.
even though I knew what I wanted to do, I didn't quite know. And then the people, you know.
Right.
But it's you know awesome to hear the stories and how everything is built. You know what I mean?
It's
So
passion. It's
yeah.
the passion behind it because you guys have the passion. I don't have the passion. I love music. I'm a writer. I write music. I wrote a good amount of Mel songs. Mel
Okay.
write a lot of his songs, and then he has another guy that's
Be
a producer.
careful.
So we write. No, we all. No, Mel tell you
I'm
like we
messing
write
with
songs. We write songs, but my passion, like I don't feel like music is monetized enough. Like in
It's
regards
not.
to. It's too many barriers you have to get through to make money.
Yeah, that's
You know
why
what I
we
mean?
all wear 8 hats.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
It's like
so,
a promotional platform.
it's
Maybe you could sell
ridiculous.
something else.
Yeah,
basically.
So I'm like,
yeah.
all right, this industry cool, but I'm like, I can make more money in this real estate.
Yeah.
Because, so long story short, you know what I mean? Like, I just seen somebody that I cared about, you know what I mean? And we have family, and it's like, all right, I want to make you, want you to succeed, and same thing, vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So we just came together. It's kind of like that community economics thing, you know what I mean? But we just already had that base and how we brought up, like, you know.
Well, I would
those
like
cousins.
to thank you for propelling Mel to the next phase of his
Yeah,
career
definitely.
because
Mel's
I
amazing.
appreciate his artistry.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying, and I appreciate him as a homie. And it's funny because he said you from Mount Airy, Finley, like you know we lived at Finley.
I already know
Yeah.
that.
We lived at Finley. Phil got the best jump shot in the city, probably
Exactly.
still to this day.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's
When
my
he
guy.
Said, when he said, I know Mel and Phil, like because
Yeah,
people
I
know
mean-
Mel through music. When you say I know Mel and Phil,
Oh, no, I grew
I
up
know
with
the Austin
them.
brothers. I know
so
and
Phil's
Omar
Mel's
called
brother.
into my radio
Okay.
show
Phil
a couple
was
months
more
ago.
known before because Phil played high school ball. And he was
And
he was one of the best 3-point shooters
Phil
in
used
the
to
city.
drop 40 when he was in like 6th grade with no 3-point line.
Yeah,
He
did.
was ridiculous.
Right.
So by the time he was in 9th grade, everybody was
Yeah,
talking
knew
about
he
him.
was
Like
sick.
we
Yeah.
and you know I grew up we the same age. We grew up playing together.
Yep.
Me, him, Bob.
Yep,
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And I'm
Well,
on
I
that
don't know
list.
Mel,
You know what I
but
mean?
I
I'm
want
Kobe
to.
down
So, right,
Philly.
exactly.
When I won a date, when I had 2
No, I
good
had
knees.
reached out to him about like this band. He was like
dope.
looking for an
Nah,
artist.
they
and he
folk,
was
though.
down. I was like, oh, you want to sing with me?
Mel
This is
ain't
awesome.
never been up here? Mel ain't never been up here?
No, not yet.
Oh,
This
we
only-
gonna get Mel
Yeah,
up
we
no,
gotta
but
get
no,
Mel up
definitely
there.
he's one of them.
We done
Mel
talked
up
about
there.
him for half
But,
the show.
You know, but since
He
you know,
gotta come.
I think right now, especially when I saw you with the entrepreneur, and I saw you, which was crazy because I always think sometimes things are, you know, universe trying to bring people together. Because I was just going down there to pick tickets, and he was telling me
Oh,
how you
yeah,
was going
yep.
down to DC. I'm like, yo, let me know about that because I need some money.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if you're going down there to figure out how to get some money, as soon as you get back, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just touch base every couple months and just see what he was doing. But I know that you was always, once I found out that you were more of a businessman and
Right.
with the nonprofit and everything
Right.
like that. So.
Let me get into this too before we run out of time because I want to drop
It's
jewels.
not 2 hours, baby. We
Right,
are.
I was about to say I want to drop jewels, and a lot of times, you know, I get caught up into the energy and everything like that, and I don't express all the stuff that the viewers and people do need to know. So one thing that I've been pushing a lot on social media is business credit. Most people aren't on top of business credit. Number one, if you're an artist, you need to know business credit. If you don't know business credit, you're effed up. So business credit have nothing to do with your personal. Your personal could be 400. So that's a key. Your personal could be trash. Get your personal credit in order, but it don't have to be in order. It's off your EIN number. So when you have a business, Persia Sounds is an entity.
Yeah.
That's not Marquita. So separate
Marquetta.
that. Excuse me, Marquetta. I'm sorry.
It's all right. No,
Marquetta.
everybody does
So
that.
separate
We'll make the
that.
correction, you know. It's like, all right.
As you should. Marquetta.
I'm staying out of
Separate
it.
that. You know what I mean? Like, separate that because there's benefits to that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
When you and that's one of the things I specialize in, and that's why I said I bring Entrepreneur Direct to the forefront because we have that's a facet of what we do. Because once you get your business in order and have the strategic things in order, you need the money, the funding.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the one thing he just named. Most people say, I said, what? That's why I asked, what's stopping you from getting there? Most people say other people and money.
Only money for me.
For me, when I speak, it can't be other people because everything is reflective of me. Because I draw energy, so I attract who's around me. Period. That's my belief. It don't have to be your belief, but I attract who's around me. So if there's something wrong with the people around me, I have to look at who, me.
I agree.
Two is the money, right? That's real difficult. I had to deal with that myself. You know what I mean? All of us had to deal with that. But the money, The money is a different situation. It's other strategic ways you can deal with money. Now, that other one, that's more complex. Dealing with who you attract, everybody got to deal with that in their own personal joint because we all have to do that. But the money is less than that. So business credit is where you can set up an account, EIN number, right? And you draw that money through your EIN number as opposed to your personal because they want to trust this business. They didn't trust this individual. Cool. We're going to make sure they trust him again. The business they want to trust. So, for example, your Social Security number and your EIN number is the same for your business and for you as an individual. So when you get into this business, you want to get individuals that report to the business credit bureaus every month as opposed to every 3 months. So every 3 months, which most report, it will only go up. Your score will only go up every 3 months. So that would be maybe 20 points in a year. 2 years, you might be in good standings. You don't want to move that slow, right?
Exactly.
So you need to find vendors that report to business credit bureaus every single month. Every single month on time. So when you buy something from them, they're like, all right, listen, I just need notepads. I need pens and I need cups for my office. I don't need them, but I'll buy them from you guys because you'll build my business credit.
Right.
So I buy these things, $50 worth of stuff, right? I buy these things. They report on my business credit. Once they report on my business credit, which is Experian, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet, the highest score you can get is 100, as separate from 800 with your personal credit score.
Right.
So you can get up to 100. These are reflected as trade lines at that point in time. So fast forward, you move through these tiers once you are able to locate these vendors that report these things. Once you get to these tiers, now you look lendable. So now what they're saying is, I wish somebody explained this to me a long time ago, how credit works, because I grew up in the hood. So it's like, if somebody borrow money from you, right? Say it's 3 people, right? That 3 people borrow $100, right? You give me $100 on, I want it on the 5th, right? You give me my $100 on the 7th, right? You give me my $100 on the 5th. You give me my $100 on the 3rd. Who am I going to lend to again?
To me, exactly.
Right? Only reason is because we didn't grow up together, right? How do I know you? Do I know at 5 you stole all the time? And your family still?
Right.
I don't know this, right?
Well, you could get a PI, but no,
Right.
I'm not.
Right.
You talking about?
this
You
is
talking
how-
about the EIN?
This is how
Right.
America had to judge.
Yeah.
But as Americans, and then even more distinctly as African Americans, a lot of times when we took that joint from Blockbusters and returned it 5 days late, we ain't look at it like that. We ain't look at it like every person that's on this earth that's worth giving me some real money is going to evaluate it from how much they can trust me about what I'm going to do with this person. I didn't look at it like that. See, I knew drugs at the time. So, like, if I knew the person front me a pound, right?
Yeah, right.
And I don't give him his bread back,
Yeah. He coming looking for you.
not only he coming looking for me, who else is going to front me a pound in the whole neighborhood?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Your name
Nope.
Mud.
And if you're going to deal,
Nope.
you better always have it, because if you don't, I'm going somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody. So when you talk in terms of what I grew up in, I understood it a lot better. So what we do through this business is we can get you $150K within about 4 to 6 months through your business credit, not even your personal credit. So when you talk about going on tours, I like to talk about 3-6 Mafia a lot of times, because 3-6 Mafia is one of the first people I know that became ultra millionaires and wasn't pop. They used to, every time they got a tour, for example, in music, when you get a tour, you get a expense, hotel, travel, and what is it? The petty money.
Yeah, per diem.
Yeah, per diem. Right? So you don't have to use it for that. So if they say, I'm going to give you guys $8,000 to come out here, flight, everything like that, you can pack up your van and drive and stay with a family member, or stay in a smaller hotel and not get that suite.
Yeah.
Most people have to be rappers.
Yeah.
Most people have to have the 3-6 Mafia was one of the first people that I knew. That
Gas
was
about the same as a flight now, though, by the way. But
Oh, yeah.
back then
Yeah,
it wasn't.
exactly.
Back then it was different. Now it's
Yeah.
about the
But
same,
it's
man.
just,
Damn
it's
it.
just cutting them corners. You know
Yeah,
what
I know what you're talking about, though. You're
not
absolutely correct.
It's living under what you need to live under and not pulling out a persona. Because
Yeah.
if you have 150K, that could take you a long way as an independent artist.
Man, I'm
Yeah.
treating it
As
like an
opposed to a
AAU
million.
tournament.
So you.
I already got my game plan right
treating
now,
it like
so
an
that's
AAU
why
tournament.
that's why
We
I
all
wanted you
in.
to come, because I was like, I
Right.
know that I know you work with. I didn't know that you were family with Mel, and I know that you work with Shell, and you just work with her. and
yeah.
I'm not sure whoever else. But that's why I was like, yeah, I definitely wanted to bring you in, and that's why I want everybody else to know. Because for me, right now, looking at you, you're kind of like the Boyce Watkins of Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Say that.
So,
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope.
You know what I'm serious.
Say that.
You know, and now there's a lot of things going on in Philly, especially with the Starbucks, you know what I mean, situation.
Wow.
First, I was just talking to Keith. I was like, that's a setup. Because they doing that type of stuff down in Atlanta, but I don't want to get too deep into that.
Right.
But, yeah, but I said it's good because it is bringing action. You know what I mean? And also bringing light to other small-owned businesses that we can go and support as well.
Right.
And to force black people to actually move our money in different ways as well.
Can we touch on that, though?
Yeah, we-
I have a
That's one
question
of the
about
topics
that.
of the day.
I got a
Topic?
great question about
Yeah.
that. Did y'all see? And I don't know if I'm skipping too far ahead. The latest thing is that they're taking off May 29th to they're closing all the stores so that they could do racial.
8,000 stores so they can do a racial sensitivity class. For
Now-
one day, though. It's not.
With Starbucks?
Yeah.
I just I've heard an argument
Yeah.
that they just save a lot of money that way.
Well,
You
that's
do.
that
Can
too.
I
but-
do want to say this, right? So,
No, they got to probably pay the employees to come in. You got to remember, you're going to shut the store for
They're going to make
income.
so much money off of this because the real deal is even bad press is
good
Good
press.
press.
absolutely, absolutely. So I do want to. I want to put this standpoint because a lot of black people don't take this standpoint, and I do want to put this up because this is me. I put myself out there. Starbucks, I feel like the manager is the issue. I don't feel like it was the whole company. Now, I feel like it's the company if they don't reprimand that manager. Because
If they-
I feel like the company's done a good job so far.
right.
No, they fired. Well, it's not a lot of black
So-
main owners. I think it was Jordan or Michael. They were really the front runners in actually expanding it. So there are black owners. It's not even.
It
Magic.
It's about racial system. It's not like
Right.
you know what I
Magic.
mean.
And-
But
and
they
that's
fired the
thing.
manager though.
But I don't think we need to. I think more people that see the difference in between it and don't just jump on like, all right,
One
it's
side.
black,
Yeah.
can help because we need to support us, but we don't need bullshit to support us. We don't need to have any little excuse to support us at the end of the day. We don't need to, somebody trip. Everybody trip.
Yeah.
Oh, he got crossed over. No, he didn't. He tripped on the curb. Why you think he
That's
tripped
all-
on the
yeah,
curb? Why
that's
you
what
say
I'm
he crossed?
saying.
He didn't. We get crossed all the time. You know what I mean? But this was not a cross. So at the end of the day, why do we need like a fire under our ass to do something that we need to do anyway? We should have been supporting Uncle Bob's anyway.
Movies.
Yeah.
We've been up there multiple times.
Yep.
We don't need an incident at Starbucks to happen for us to support Uncle Bob.
But that was definitely great.
No,
We-
but I'm
you-
glad.
yeah,
I'm glad.
it was
I'm
great
glad that
promotion.
became the campaign
And I
though, because
mind-
that's a nice spot.
Yeah.
That's a good spot.
you see how we-
I'm glad that was part of the
intentional?
campaign.
But if we did it intentional, we wouldn't have needed this.
Yeah, but at the
nonsense.
same
'Cause if
time-
this never happened,
At the
Uncle
same
Bob's wouldn't have
time,
had
But that's
the
a
same
whole
love.
nother
but see, the
subject of
thing is,
disunity,
the
which-
thing is, a lot of the
Yeah.
times with our mindset and what we know from right and wrong is based on how we came up. Now, with everything having to be viral, then that's why you get these kind of situations, and everything is a march and everything is a boycott because everything is just something to be online boycotting.
But can we
Like
but can we
90% of the people
manipulate
saying
that?
they're not going to Starbucks don't pay $10 for coffee.
But
Y'all been boycotting Starbucks.
right. But
Like
my
you
thing
never
is-
went.
But my
You
thing
don't eat
is,
scones.
my thing is, can we
I
manipulate
love
Cut it
that.
out,
What are
man.
you talking about? I
I'm not
love
talking about
scones.
you.
Okay.
You might. Your name is Persia.
Right.
You
Can-
might.
Can we manipulate that as a culture? Can we manipulate that like Fox News manipulate that? That's what I feel like we need to grow to. Because now we waited for it to really happen somewhat and twist it. Right? What the Fox News do all the time? What media do they put out? What they want.
Right.
To reflect a positive standpoint on their society. I don't agree with that because you have to make it fair. But it's nothing wrong with us putting out a positive outlook on our society through our media channels and also telling the truth as well.
So
they
not
don't tell
to-
the truth.
Not to pat
They
us
just
on
put
the
a
back.
positive outlook on
I don't
their
have time to watch that.
society.
Not to pat us on the
I
back.
just watch Empire.
But that's part of our responsibility.
Absolutely.
We have media platforms and we're artists and we have opportunities to speak to children and speak to nonprofit groups and all type of situations. So that's our job to put the proper spin on it or to put it in the proper light or to even sometimes just offer the opposite opinion or the argument just to make people think. You know what I mean? Instead of just going with the wave. Because even if it's jokingly done, if it's with a meaning behind it and you give thought to what you're presenting, then that's what these platforms are for. That's what we have these for. You know what I mean? We can have fun all night. Absolutely. But at the same time, there's a lot of truth in the joke. There's a lot of truth in just the regular conversations that we're having that brings awareness to more than just a meme.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
we got to go beyond memes.
Yep,
we got to go beyond cool captions that have nothing to do with pictures that is on top of them.
You know what the crazy thing about that sometimes is? That's how I find out about, especially with the South Africa with the little boy with the coolest monkey in the jungle, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Sometimes it makes you ask a question.
But
you know
what did
I mean?
exactly? What did you do with that after you saw that? That's the responsibility every individual has.
Right.
You know what I mean? Do you just run with it and make a joke out of it? Do you have the conversation? Do you put your own thought into it just for yourself?
Right.
Well, I did
Because
put my
everybody's
little
not a
thoughts.
broadcaster as everybody thinks they are because they can take a selfie video nowadays. But like even just for your own self, do you ingest it and do you figure out where you stand and why you stand that way and if it's based on a meme or not?
Right.
A lot of people don't even have their own viewpoint. All they do is regurgitate what they heard.
But that's
from
what we're
somewhere
being
else,
shown.
You know what I mean, on Fox. Or,
But that's
you
the
know,
definition of average anyway, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like when people say you're a weirdo, it's your kid be like, they call me weird, they say I'm strange, like, and you always tell them like, well, it's good to be weird because average is to be online.
Right.
Exactly.
And you know what the key phrase is? Symbolic victories. A lot of things are symbolic victories, and I think as a culture we need to get away from symbolic victories. And symbolic victories is getting a Ferragamo belt and I'm still broke. That's a symbolic victory. I'm symbolizing I got money. I'm on SEPTA. I'm really on SEPTA right now. Symbolic victories. We got to get rid of them. And I'm going to tell you why we have symbolic victories. In our culture, we didn't have things first. We didn't have a lot of things first. I remember a long time ago, and this is one of my dirty secrets, I watched the Kardashians.
Oh, let's clean it off.
That wasn't long ago.
Yeah.
You talking about 2017.
No, I watched that like I'm talking about like when Kylie and whatever when they wasn't even they was kids. But I remember an episode where she was ashamed to go get dropped off at her school, and because she was already had the persona of being a millionaire and having everything she wants, so she gets dropped off in a Maybach and all this other stuff. So she's like, I don't want to get dropped off a light. We have the reverse syndrome. As soon as we get money, even if we get a little bit, we might work at Burger King. I got $500 for my check. I'm spending $500 on this Ferragamo, and I'm out of touch.
I'm gonna figure out.
I don't know how much Ferragamo belt.
I've never bought such.
But it's like it's the handcuff belt that I see all my young boys wearing.
About.
Yeah, like
I've never
like,
invested.
Exactly, but it's like they would spend the whole thing on there. When I was in my day, it was Moschino, Iceberg, and stuff of that nature. But it's like you buy everything because you want to. It's significance. We all deserve to feel significance, and when we don't, and we didn't have that for so long, and it wasn't shadowed over us, and it wasn't our character. Like everybody, when we walk in somewhere, our last name represents that.
Right. Well, like
we try to prove that in another way. We have to get over that to get something real.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I
it
mean?
goes back to what they say. It's like why you live in an apartment and have a $200,000 car because I can't drive my house to the club.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's
you gotta
still
show everybody.
It's still a mentality that is based on exactly what you're saying with the belts. But the thing about it is awareness.
We can look good though.
No, it's
people think that we can't look good. We can't wear nice things.
Listen,
Right.
I'm a host of Flyboy Radio, and I'm the cheapest fly guy
It's
you
just
gonna
about
meet.
building up.
I got dollar store looking
And I'm
good.
not gonna lie.
Right. Because I don't want to say that. And that's another thing. When I talk to my homies, a lot of my friends are phenomenal. When I talk about gifts, when I say I literally believe that everybody has a God-given gift that I can't touch, I can't touch. Just like you can't touch mine. I can't touch yours. I can't touch hers. I can't touch yours. So it's people that I grew up with that have that, which everybody does, and they don't get it. They don't get that where they're at right now, they could be a lot further if they moved a couple things around.
Because they don't recognize it as a skill set?
Right. Well, they don't
Or
want to be.
because-
They don't want to not be them no more.
Okay.
A lot of them grew up like I did, and they were alpha males and they were trailblazers. So a lot of our trailblazers are dead or locked up. These are the few that are not. But at the same time, they got records because they did a lot of stuff earlier in the game. They don't want to not be them no more because they were the first one that had a car, had nice clothes, stuff like that. When I went through this transition from going through the streets and being a professional and learning the same game this way and making more money in this area,
Right.
and I made 6 figures in the streets,
Right.
to be able to get here is like I had to not be me no more. So I couldn't buy sneakers all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't buy the clothes I was buying all the time. It got to the point where I wasn't going to Sixers games. I wasn't going out to AC
Right.
and going to a show. If Beyonce had a show and I wanted to take my lady, I wasn't doing it every single time there was something going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I could.
Mm-hmm.
I had to step back and people. I'm walking through like how y'all grew up in Philly. I'm going through Haddon's playground. That's where I grew up at
I
in
know
West
Haddon.
Philly. I'm on there and I'm like, Gerald, you good? And not that I look crazy. I don't look like me.
Right. I've been there before.
People don't want to go through that.
I've been there before.
You see what I'm saying? People don't want to go through that, but you have to take two
And
steps
Finland.
back.
That's
You have to take 2 steps back to take 3 steps forward.
Sexy heels and a tight ass shirt.
That's
No, I was at Finley and somebody.
Nobody care. They saw that ass. They ain't give a
That's what I'm
fuck.
saying.
I was at Finley and shout out to Beef. Beef was like, "Yo, you all right, man? You ain't been looking like yourself lately." And I'm like, "I'm falling back. I'm chilling." And I knew what I was doing.
Exactly.
But
You
to
knew.
him, he like, "You always got this going on. You promoting this. You got this going on. I'm used to you always shaking and moving and smiling, and you just been chilling.
Right.
Like I'm chilling."
I'm doing it the right way.
Like,
I'm
you know what I
getting it right.
mean?
I'm getting it together.
And I got through what I had to get through to get where I was going, and then you could see it come back. But like people notice it right away,
They do.
and you could think you look fine, like you said, because you're not messed up. There's nothing wrong with you.
This is what they know you for.
It's just what they
This is what they know
expect
you for.
from you,
It's what,
right?
yeah, what they expect
It's
from
expectations.
you. And you don't want to lose that
Which is
to
heavy.
to gain the new person. You have to lose
because
you
you
to be that new person.
because you're taking a chance.
yeah, you have to
You
lose
rolling
that to
the
be that new
dice
person.
with the new person.
Right.
It might not work out.
Right. Well, also you have to kill Jay-Z.
Mhm.
You have to kill that other person to give her like I like the other person.
Love
A
it.
lot of people don't even like the other person they used to be, and that's easier. I actually like Bull. Like,
Yeah, I
he
feel
was
you.
popular.
I
he
feel
did
you.
this, that, and the third. Like,
Had
he
great
was
times.
doing like, yeah,
Had great
he ain't
times.
take no shit. He could punch somebody in the mouth from the rip. I went through a situation where I'm Haddon's. I had conversation with some young bull playing basketball, and I'm like, this young bull is being very, very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. I said, I can't do nothing. I do give backs here.
Really?
I give out gifts,
No, it's real.
responsibility.
Mhm.
You don't want to put yourself in that position because you don't want to give up all that. You don't want what God has for you. You don't want what's over. You know what I mean? What you had, what was placed for you. A lot of people don't want to move forward. They don't want to give up those things to give forward, and that's another thing that is very vital in our culture and our society. Like we are not giving up those things to move forward.
Right.
And these are the things we don't deal with. Like I was saying, an artist, I go back to somebody 2 months, 3 months, and I'm like, yo, what you working on? Yo, man, I got crazy bars. They not listening to me. My bars are stupid. I got the best bars in the city. And I'm like, all right, I listen to them. I'm like, bars is hot. Some people don't have hot bars. Bars is hot. 2 months, 3 months later, right? OG. People hating on me. They ain't giving me my shine. My bars is crazy. I worked on 5 more bars, right? I worked on 5 more songs. I'm like, I listen to them. I'm like, hey, that shit is crazy. And then the next month, it's the same thing. They work on the same thing over and over again. And I know everybody heard this saying already with Einstein. You do the same thing over and over again, you're insane.
Right.
If you're already good at bars, we can already say, even if Kendrick don't never come out with another album, do he got bars?
Do you know you can
He
rap?
got bars. J. Cole got bars, right?
Right.
If something falls, you think it's their bars?
No.
It's their promotion? It's their marketing? It's whoever that system that's behind them
That business.
they care about. So if you don't have a system behind you, what are you not working on that is not propelling you to the next level? Why the fuck are you still working on your bars, dog? I told you your bars was hot then. You know why? You working on your bars because that's easy to you.
Yeah, when you build
It's
a house,
comfortable.
you don't just keep building foundations. After foundation, you got to go with some walls and some roof. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? You got to go to the next part.
Exactly.
You know?
But it's also, if you're a contractor, what is it? It's easy to you, right?
Oh, yeah.
You like contracting. As a rapper, what you like to do?
I like to
Rapping.
perform.
As a singer, what you like to do? Singing.
Yep.
How much you like marketing? How much you like networking?
I like that.
I like
that
But
too.
but
I
everybody,
appreciate
you see what I'm saying?
networking. I don't have a problem with networking. I don't like marketing.
How much you like the CPA expert? Being a certified accountant. Counting your numbers down. Like, oh, how many mixtapes I need? How many shows I need to do? How
Well,
many
no, I could do
appearances
that part. I'm good
You know what
with the after part. I don't want to do.
Right. The
I'm
point
good
I'm
with that.
making is that
That's like
as
backing
an
up.
entrepreneur, you have to be every facet of your business
Right.
before your business
Yeah.
as a whole.
Right.
You have to be HR department. You have to be the
Strengths
sales
and
department. You have to be the marketing
weaknesses.
department.
And
You
Yeah.
have to be the
gotta work twice
talent.
as hard on the weaknesses.
And that's what we was talking about with the 8 hats. And even though I said I hate to deal with it, I mean, you have no choice. Like, you know what I mean?
You're working
But
on the same thing you're comfortable with.
Yeah.
You every night, 1 a.m. to 4 a.m., you spitting bars.
not me.
You've been
but
doing it for 5 years. You're good at bars, dog.
great at bars.
You're great at
You
bars.
gotta be by then.
Yeah, but you ain't been working on nothing on the strategic
On the other
area.
side,
What's
right.
your business plan?
Right.
Where you want to end at?
Right.
What markets do you want to venture? Like, if you in Philly right now, what the top 3 markets you want to enter in? People don't even think about that. Is it DC, Chicago, and Atlanta? Because if you have a plan for that, then you already executing it. Because you're like, I got a plan. Once I get right here and I do so many shows in Philadelphia, do so many events in Philadelphia, do that third, which everybody do their rounds in Philadelphia.
You ain't got no choice.
But you don't have no deadline.
Right.
Why you keep doing the rounds? You don't have no deadline. Oh, I did all my rounds here. Everybody know me. Everybody's clear who this person is, that person is. Now I'm going to go to D.C. Next 2 years, I'm going to D.C. You think they're going to forget about me Philly? No. When they see me in D.C. and I put it on social media where I'm at in D.C., how many of the people that I met in that last 2 years in the market in Philadelphia talking about, where that venue at? Can I get out here?
Ain't lying.
Can I do this out here?
Yeah, that does happen.
You-
Every
you-
time I look, I get the
Persia.
same thing.
But you don't move. People don't move enough.
Yeah.
They don't move enough. You know
Yeah.
what they're doing? They're waiting for everybody else to recognize them and like, you it. Let's go. Keep moving. Keep going.
It's like
Keep
when you
moving.
asked me what kind of music I do, and I mentioned reggaeton. I don't speak Spanish.
Right.
I done did reggaeton and dembo because I
Right.
be in Yonkers with somebody that's dope as hell in that market, and we vibe. You know what I
Ask me
mean?
if Future can sing. I'm glad you're doing it. I'm
Right.
glad you're doing it.
Right.
Can Future sing?
No.
Can Cardi B sing?
No.
They got songs out.
Right.
Got cute little voice.
But it's just about, you know what I mean? But it's
It-
about
but
getting out there and
Getting
seeing
out
what's
there.
possible and doing things that's outside of what, you know, the regular thing. And I've made
Experimental, man.
connections and I've learned a lot and gained a lot just from that market alone, which isn't even like one of the things I might have had on my list.
if it's from your heart,
You know what I mean?
and it's to feed your family, and it's positive, do it, bro. Because when I'm looking at, I got a lot of real people around me, and I love real, and I'm real. I got a lot of real people around
Yeah,
me.
it's frustrating when
Certain-
you have people.
Certain industries, you have to give certain things up. And I'm not talking about your core realness, because that's who I am at the core. But if you're not a singer and you're just entertaining and stuff like that, and you know in this industry you can make your songs, and you like a T-Pain and you got it up here, make that damn song, dog. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I wasn't that person.
Right.
Make that song because this industry allows you to be. What I had to learn from the streets to corporate America, which I never want to be in again. That's why I'm an entrepreneur. But what I had to learn is they do the same moves, but you can't react the same way. You messed up my check. You did me dirty. Here I could do this. Here I can't do this. I'll get fired and get locked up.
I try to
But you
explain that
did the
shit.
same dirty thing. And when I'm telling my homie, like, oh, why you get fired again? He be like, because he did this. You right. You want to act like you not right. I'm not going to tell you not right, but you're wrong
that's
about
not how
what
you
you
handle
did.
it. Right.
Yeah. You can't handle it in this atmosphere.
Conversation that I have
Real people
all the
need to
time with my
understand
youngest.
the opposite. In these fake areas, so to speak, Cali and these industry areas, if you can't sing, they don't care. You got talent. Sing. Do that. And that's one thing I wasn't with. I'm a 90s person, 70s, 80s, R&B. That, you know what I mean? You have to be able to sing. This person came from nothing. They understand music. And there's a lot of other people like Sam Cooke making a lot of money off of it. My man sang, dog. Get your family out of this situation. Sing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think you should bring those things to the table. You know what I mean? Because business is business. When you take off your hat and be like, all right, I'm real, I'm Gerald, I'm street, I'm this, I'm that. Business. How would I handle this and still feel like I want to be respected and look my kids in the eyes? You know what I mean?
Right.
All right, I'm gonna do it like this. Now, streetwise, I ain't singing if I can't sing. Business Forbes, I'll get on a Drake song in a second. Make a couple dollars. You see what I'm saying? Like I would, because it's not about that. You know what I mean? Like, even what rap has turned into. When I was in my industry, my age group, rap was a certain thing. When my sons get older, I have a son that is 6, that just turned 6 and 3. When they come older, I would advise them, yo, you could be a Drake. It doesn't matter if somebody write for you. It doesn't matter. Now, in my day, it did matter.
Yeah,
It didn't matter. I would have never
that was
guided you
suicide.
this way. But every single person, if 80% of the people are getting the whole 10 people that went through college and went through creative art classes and write for the living, and they're writing for them, and you're adding your attributes to it, and you're against them, and it's one of you. No, son, I want you to win. I want you to be a team or a system like them.
Right.
So-
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Persia, you still here?
Yeah, I'm just letting y'all talk, which is a good thing. We got 2 hours to do, so I'm happy that y'all talking. I'm happy y'all put y'all on.
We had to put a dent into an hour, right?
Yeah.
No, we an hour and 5 minutes, and I need another bit. Where you go? Anyway,
Yeah,
but yeah, like all
you
good
came with
stuff,
your own beer
all
and that
good
shit?
stuff, and
Okay,
I'm
I
learning a
didn't
lot.
know.
I mean, there's a few in the car. I didn't know what the situation was up here.
I sit the whole
I
way,
asked you if
but
I could smoke. I didn't know what was going on. You know. Hey man, I'm being honest.
So it's cool.
I am Sam Malone, smoking and drinking as usual. If you ain't sipping with Sam, you ain't sipping right. Get your life together. You know what I mean? So
Have you guys ever thought about real estate, like investing in real estate?
I have.
Yes, actually, when I was younger, I
I'm
actually
currently
had my
waiting on
license
something
and
so I can.
everything. Yeah,
And I
but
think you'd be a crazy saleswoman,
I
a
got,
crazy real estate saleswoman.
I got.
He already know. He like, yo.
But you know,
Her personality,
But that's it.
her personality, she be a
It actually
beast.
is. That's a different. It's a very soft sell. I'm more of aggressive telephone, like kind of. But you know,
I know you
There's
Right.
all
No.
different styles of
but
sales.
it
I can
is
put you
the-
that
it's-
fast.
But yeah, but if you want to do like straight tradition, like sell to homeowners, you know, they're buying something that's going to be a part of their life. So that's the difference.
You can find a way to fit in.
What stopped y'all from
I would be
investing
more.
in-
I would be more interested in investors because the only thing they care about is numbers and where the area is located and so everything is about the paperwork. They don't even care what it looked like. Okay, I got to put 20 in there. Okay, if I fix that, I'll
like
make
I'm
50,
too close.
and they'll buy it.
Right.
When you're dealing with you know, it's happening. You, all right, we have 400,000 for a house, and then you go out and
Yeah, as a
then they
realtor,
want-
it's different.
Yeah, and it's totally different. Being an investor in a business, just straight.
That's what I
business
am.
Is great.
What stopped you guys from getting involved? Because that's another thing I want to kind of segue into. I can teach you guys how to make money off of real estate for free.
Okay.
If that's
Well, I would
interesting.
love to make it for free,
Actually,
but
there's a,
Oh,
was
okay,
a
go
group that I was going to join. You know what I mean? They actually had like different classes that you can apply for and stuff like that. Plus, it's community. When I first started, there was no community, and I started like when I was 19 the first time. So I was like really young. I was like intimidated.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was a little bit of it too. But I was also going on the realtor route as well.
Yep.
So
I guess part of it for me was not knowing how to get paid for free. Because
Absolutely.
I was actually
That's the
no,
biggest
like
thing.
I said, I was
Where'd you go
working.
for that?
Like I said, I was working and I was saving, and I had a little kitty,
Mm.
as they call it, so that I could invest in. I wanted to buy a duplex.
Mm.
You know what I mean? To start out with, and I got hurt at work, so I'm ACL. They didn't pay me for a while.
Okay.
I'm actually currently in a suit with them now.
Okay.
So after this, I'll be ready to
Gotcha.
do the other side too.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But at the time, it depleted what I had tucked
Got
for
you
that.
for the investment.
Yeah,
initial
so it
investment.
slowed a lot of things down. But I was actually working towards it the way I knew how.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Based on what I know, not what you know. So
Right,
we can
right,
talk.
right. So to get into it real quickly is like wholesaling. Real estate wholesaling is the key word. Wholesaling. And what's funny is I just saw somebody come up to the Breakfast Club and tell y'all what I'm about to tell y'all right now.
Probably
And
watched
Charlemagne and Envy was like Envy was working with him already. Like, and he
I
brought
did
him
watch
up
this
there.
interview.
And I'm like, yo, you know how long I've been doing this? Like, but that's another thing that'll show you anybody that in their industry, they know the industry very, very well. They don't venture outside the industry. So it don't have nothing to do with millions. It has to do with your industry.
You talking
So
about
DJ is a millionaire. So I wholesale. I've been wholesaling for a long time.
exactly?
So
I saw
long,
that.
long story short, wholesaling is being able to get a property under contract without being any money up, right? And people think this is illegal, but I know you guys hear the radio like Stan Merrill. He comes around like, yeah, come to my event. Da, da, da. His thing is called Fortune Builders, and that joint's like $20,000, right? So long story short, wholesaling is, and Michelle's been through it. She's very successful at it. At this point, she's been at Triplex, so on and so forth. But long story short, is be able to acquire a property with no money down. So how you do this is with with a contract. So a contract allows you to have tangible rights to this property, right? So what you want to find is you want to find a distressed buyer, a motivated seller, as they call them. So somebody, and it's a lot of them. So in this industry is, let's go through them: foreclosures, tax lien, empty nesters. Empty nesters is somebody that has a child that is going off to college, and they have a big house and they have 5 kids and no longer needs that. Pre-foreclosures, lease pending. Lease pending is a French word for the process of about to go through foreclosure.
Right.
So it's even before it goes through foreclosure.
Short sale.
It's short sell. It's divorce. So it's so many ways that you're going to locate somebody that is about to be in a situation where I don't want this shit no more. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see this nigga no more because I'm gonna get rid of him. Mm-hmm. This was all about something happy and it's all miserable right now. Or the city on my back. My grandma passed away 5 years ago. I didn't do the right things. They're gonna take grandma's house. I owe $5,000. Just give me 7. I need 2. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I ain't do nothing right anyway. Give me 2 and I'll be able to grab something. Maybe I can flip that and do it into something. Can you give me 7? Well, sir, your house fixed all the way up. All the bells and whistles. It's a West Philly small row home. It's worth $80,000. I can give you $10,000 for it because it take about $40,000 to fix it up. So if it's worth $80,000, I got a very
person because y'all know there's some monsters.
Yeah,
out there. My
people
girlfriend was a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get a house with 15, and he get to they realize that he just made 80 off the house because the house is 150 grand. Like it's crazy.
So that's another thing about education. You know what I mean, Marquetta? Like the thing about education is knowing what you are being in position to being taken advantage of or take advantage of. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times we want to put that on the other individual, but at the same time, it's like, if you don't know that this is a glass door and you walk right into it, why should I be guilty? Mm-hmm. And a lot of people take that precedence if they're not from your immediate neighborhood. Yeah, I'm going to put it that way. You know what I mean? If they don't know you and don't know your mama, please be educated. You know what I mean? Don't take it personal. Be educated. They don't know you and your mama. Your mama, the only one that's going to be like, I'm going to give you one more chance. Mm-hmm. And she might get you. Like, you know what I mean? Because she wants you to learn. So, long story short, in wholesaling, what you want to do is you want to identify these individuals. And when you identify these individuals, you want to get them under contract. There's 2 contracts, option and assignment contracts that you want to use. And you guys can look these up on the internet. Option and assignment contracts. One allows you to assign this to another end buyer. So if I get this from you and your grandma's like, all right, I'm trying to sell this house, $20,000. I don't have no mortgage on it, but it's worth $80,000. But I don't have the money to fix it up. Right. If I buy that from you, you say, listen, all I need is $20,000. It's worth fixed up all the way up $80,000. Mm-hmm. I can sell that to somebody else for $30,000. Mm-hmm. That's where I make my money at, right? But I have to get you under contract. So you get it under contract. Now, as I get it under contract, I say, all right, it's $20,000. Now I have tangible interest in this property. I don't have ownership of this property. Yeah. So I can't physically go in this property with a key in and out. But I have interest in this property. That's what people don't understand where the law comes in at. How can you sell something for no money that you don't own? I have an interest value in this because she gave me interest value. She said, if as long as I give her $20K, she happy. Mm-hmm. She ain't worried about anything else that I make happen outside of this as long as she gets her $20K. That's legal. That's where people mess up at. They don't know that that's legal. So then you go out here, and at that point, you have to have an end buyer. An end buyer is somebody that is an investor. Somebody like me at this point, when I kind of graduated from wholesaling. That's how you start off with no money. Mm-hmm. I graduated. I already know what areas that I like, zip codes I like, what 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Mm-hmm. I could go in my head and be like, I'll give you $40,000 for that. Mm-hmm. I only had to look. You need to do it? No, $40,000. I'll give you $40,000. I don't care what it look like. Mm-hmm. You don't want to see it? I know. I've been doing this for a long time. Mm-hmm. You want to have investors, and you like, listen, I have your email. I'm going to reach out to you and say, listen, I'm going to tell you is this apartment, this zip code, and it's for this much. It costs this much to fix it up, and you can get it for this. He'll do the numbers immediately because he has the experience already. He'd be like, damn, in that neighborhood, you give me for $20,000, $30,000. I had to put $20,000 into it. I can sell for $80,000, so I'll make $30,000. I'll make 20-something K. Mm-hmm. You know what? I'll do it. Mm-hmm. Sign it up. That's how you get that. And that's a contract with him. So he'll agree to get it for 30. She'll agree for it for 20. You merge those contracts. That person in between gets what? 10K. Mm-hmm. 10K. So that's how you can buy properties and wholesale with no money down. Now, do you need money? Now, once you like graduate, do you invest money? Yeah. Like, it's lists out there that you can shortcut people and not run into Miss Mildred from around the corner that knew your grandma forever, and you happen to stumble upon her losing her house. Mm-hmm. You can buy a list that already has this stuff. I want $1,000. Let me get this list and work it the way I want to. Now, when you graduate, you can get there. But can you buy properties and make money off real estate with no money down? You absolutely can. If you're from that neighborhood, absolutely, before anybody else, because them other people that's coming into your neighborhood, they're buying lists. They're doing other things. They're putting up those signs.
Right.
You already live in that neighborhood. You already knew Miss Mildred. Mm-hmm. That's what helped me when I started out. I already knew my grandma sold her house on Edgewood Street, 1454 Edgewood Street in West Philly. Mm-hmm. She moved to an Oval Zone. I used to visit her every Tuesday, play bingo with her. Guess where I got a lot of my sales from? Playing bingo with grandma, just checking up on her. Because Miss Mildred, Miss Ethel there, Miss Haji there.
He do real estate. You should just sell your house to him. He gonna
exactly.
take care of you.
And what else? They tell everybody business. Mm-hmm. I don't know why my grandson is over there talking about he gonna be with that wife forever. Right. She done cheated on him already. They about to give the house up. They about to get the house up already. He done paid all the 401k on it. They been, Forbes, you want to go down here? You said your grandson do it? He need to talk to you. Look, they'll call him on the phone. Grandma, nobody know about this yet. No, you need to talk to him. Talk to him. He'll help you out. We know it first. Yeah. So why don't we take advantage of that? You know what I mean? We don't know how to take advantage of that. And then, but we get mad that people come in our community and take advantage of it.
Because that's where I was at with it. Because I watched the interview you talking about, and he said exactly what you said.
He didn't give you all the details.
Yeah, like that's what I was saying. It's in so many words. But at the same time, I was like, all right, now what? You know what I mean? Because like I understood the concept. Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Probably selling a package or something. You know
no,
absolutely.
Well, they want you to sell.
Yeah, you got to buy further into his system. Yeah. You know what I mean? But whatever, we here. He told us. The rest of it.
He also has another system that you can buy into as well. So, talk about that again. Now, did you make it go live yet? Because I did see the website. It was awesome, actually. And actually really reasonable because I've seen things of what you're doing. That's why when I see you put it, I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody doing it. Because I know mentally I just can't do that right now and have the time to. So I'm happy that you are doing something. Yeah, and the team that you have behind it. So when do you think it's going to go live?
So May, we are going live. I'm trying to get my first 100 customers as far as the national brand that I'm doing because it's a lot of people involved. Florida, we have a home base in Florida. It's a lot bigger than me. I've been doing this for years, helping people build wealth, but I put together my network and a lot of people that are a lot. I'm sorry, but yeah, it was really something that I used it to help me. And then I was able to venture out to other people and help them and get them away from their jobs and start talking about me. And then it kind of grew that way. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going back to these seminars all the time. I'm talking to people that I actually learn from and that are on the stages of these places like Business Credit, Credit Con. You ever heard of Comic Con? Yeah. Credit Con has its own thing. Like, I've been to that. You know what I mean? Met multiple people on the stage and stuff like that, interacted with them and learned tips from them. And I'm like, yo, I got a whole market. I'm killing it. I'm urban, number one. And I want to be clear about that. I'm Jeezy. That's where I come from. And I want that to be my story because it's going to help a lot of people that came from my story to understand that. But there's a lot of demographics that they don't touch. Because my co-partner in this, he's a 70-year-old white guy that is the executive director of the American Grant Writer Association. Like, I can show y'all a picture after this thing. Yeah, like he's not in Florida. Like, he's the executive director of American Grant Writer. When I show you his resume, he works for the feds. He watches the grants that are written to the federal government to make sure that it's not fraudulent. Mm-hmm. His clients are people like Duke, Boys and Girls Club of America, for grant writing. So to bring these people to the table of what I want to do, that's why I'm glad you pointed out that it's reasonable. It's $297 to be a member for a year, $79 a month to have the consultant. So once you email something like, all right, I'm at this place in my life as entrepreneurship. I'm trying to get here. We have a bunch of experts, including him, that be like, this is what you need to do. And I'm talking about when it's invaluable. These people, I never had a mentor up until the last 2 years. The last 2 years have really changed my life, even though I've made successful financially. In different areas, they've changed my life internationally because of these individuals. Mm-hmm. And they're the same individuals that be like, yo, I'm trying to do this, that, and third. And I'm talking about, you think it will take you a year to figure this out? They be like, and you be like, what? All right, implement
She's agreeing with you.
No, because she sees my emails and she uses it. Yeah,
no, I know you know.
She uses it. Like, you know what I mean? We started dating, we started dating about 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. She has a triplex. She has flip houses. She has 2 businesses right now in 2 years.
Yeah.
And she's making money. Like
Good work.
Like me and them. Like I can't think of like I'm a beast. I don't get it messed up. I'm a beast. They are beasts. Like all of us together, we Voltron. Like that's why I wanted to bring it and I wanted to make it reasonable. And that was my biggest argument to them because they get paid a lot of money doing what they do. I automated it for them, so it's all through the internet and it's only through email. You know what I mean? They respond to you through that, and I'm creating a chat that I have to create, and I'm paying $10,000 through India to create this app, like you were saying, for this app for them to just chat, so it could be quickly because they're used to emails. They old heads, but at the same time, where we're at right now, we are poised at $79 a month for consulting. Be a member, $79 a month. I just want to set it up where it's volume. I'm trying to get 100 customers at $79 a month, and I know it's going to skyrocket from there because people are going to start buzzing and saying it. Because they're not going to believe that $79 when Stan Merle's out here, and I got probably 30 Stan Merles and a higher level than him. Dr. Porter's literally a genius. Like, he created the MAPS program. Like, he created a lot of stuff and dissertations and stuff like that. He's a doctorate. So I have these people at your access at all times for $79 a month. Like, it's ridiculous. That's why I'm trying to put the news out, and I'm doing every outlet that I can. I'm going to be WDSing. I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything. Like, small, big, everything like that. Because what I've learned through my travels is that you need the streets and you need commercial. You need both. Jeezy is the streets. Kiss is the streets. They never go platinum. Jeezy got close. You know what I mean? But commercial is Drake, Nicki. You need both. You know what I mean? You need both because the streets are always going to hold you down and understand what you were there as the real you. Commercial is going to put you everywhere in every facet and every corner in the world you need to be. They'll bring that realness to every single corner in the world that you need your realness to reflect that. So you need both of them. So that's why I'm always open and happy to do every single platform no matter where I get in life because I'm this first, but I also want to be in every corner to be able to help anybody that I know needs my energy or needs that information.
So this would be a good time.
Because you know what? Knowledge is power.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And you have to know the right contracts, a couple little loopholes and things, and then you're in.
That's
Which
it.
is part of what I was thinking about as far as
The
the
loopholes.
here-to-there part of what happens is the contracts and all of that. But it's a good time to bring up that there is a fundraiser going on at this current moment for the Uptown Theater that you said you were interested in being a part of helping with.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely awesome. Like you said, energies be brought together or whatever, however, and it's a good thing that we met. On top of
I
that,
ain't even like the sage. I ain't
and as you
that.
I did it before you got here.
And you said-
Oh, okay, so it's already
It's already,
resonating.
yeah.
Okay, it done fell upon me. Okay.
and you said
Residue.
you touching every platform, so I definitely got 2 of them that I'd love to have you on as soon as possible. We figure it out, make it happen,
You know
and you
what's
can
funny?
get the message out.
Not
to
even
them.
off this man
And they got
intellect because he's
millions, they got
smart,
millions.
and I like how he come about. But just I would have just rocked with him just the fact that he from Finland, he from my family, and what
We
he
already
brings to the
folk.
table. You know what I mean? Like
We
I
already folk.
automatically.
Now we're gonna figure some things out, man. Definitely glad I
Automatically,
met
man,
you.
because literally, I want to be on record by saying this within my time frame, like because my family and my last name is very, very important to me over everything. But if I can make it happen, like I really have a wealth of knowledge, and even the wealth of knowledge that I just acquired and I haven't mastered yet. Because there's a difference between mastering things and just understanding the ins and outs, a little bit of it. The ones that mastered it, I have them at my access now, and I want to bring that to Philly.
Which is crazy,
And I want to bring that to Philly, and I want to bring that to us intentionally.
right?
Because when I go through, like, I've been heavy in the music. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen everybody from the Voltage Jones from 10 years ago to how it is now to all the things that's outlets. You know what I mean? I want y'all to be able to make money. And I feel like it's nobody in here that's been doing it for 2 to 4 years and has somewhat of a following, has strong music that can't be living off of what they do. I really believe that. Because the jobs that y'all are sacrificing that time for is not paying you. Like, I can see there's people that I'm working with that I got to compensate what their God-given talent is for $150K, $200K. There's people out here that ain't making that at the job they at, and it's like, you know, I can do this for you in my sleep. Like, not taking nothing away from them, but like $40K, we could do that with your God-given talent. Now, $150K, give me a little time. $200K, you know what I mean? building on $1 million, that's going to take all of us together in a team. No, seriously, like I'm telling you what we literally did. It's going to take all of us together in a team. But getting you away from your job, off your God-given talent, I could do that for you. By myself, not even with the team, not Entrepreneur Direct. Now getting you to 6 figures, Entrepreneur Direct. Oh, you want to live out Delaware now? You want a in-ground pool and you want to be able to take care of the 3 kids? No. Marquetta by herself, not working with nobody, I can get you at 40K. You know what I mean? But the team, Entrepreneur Direct, can get you to the 6 figures where you're supporting your family off your God-given talent. You know what I mean? And growing from there with your support to, the M's and all that good stuff. So that's our goal. You know what I mean?
I'm totally sold.
I'm about to say, I want to sign up.
I've been doing it, but I've been using money. You know what I mean? Like my last house was a short sale, so I paid $80, but it was worth $160. So I doubled my money walking through the door, but I had to come up with that $80,000.
Yep.
So I like your plan. I don't need no
because
money.
You had to deal with a private investor or a hard money lender.
Hard money.
Right, or a credit card, stuff like that, and then you're dealing with the interest rates and you're dealing with that time period that you have to pay back for that. You know what I mean? But with this, you don't have to do it in the same terms. But you can graduate to do that, whereas though this is compensating that time that you're holding that property. You know what I mean? It's all in that growing span. But we walk through all that. And the biggest thing, one of the biggest things I love about our program is we're not telling you what talent you have. You see what I'm saying? Like with MLMs and network marketing, I've been part of them, and I feel like they work if you can work them. But they're telling you that this is your dream all of a sudden. Herbalife is your dream. ACN is your dream. You know what I mean?
Cutco.
Like, all of a sudden, Petco. Yeah.
Cutco.
Yeah, like all of a sudden, insurance is your dream. Spanx is your dream now. Because we can teach you how to get rich off of Spanx.
Right.
That's not realistic. But
everybody don't get the Mary Kay Escalade.
Right. But the formula that they use is real. The formula and the education that they use is real. So you have to use it on your passion, though. Right. Most people use it on their passion, and that's why they give up. Because what your passion is, you don't give up on things. That's why you're willing to be homeless. That's why you're willing to do all this stuff like that. It's something you really, really are passionate about. You can't borrow somebody's passion. Mm-hmm. So when it gets hard, you can be like, F it. Fuck it. I'm not doing it no more. You dumb anyway. I don't like the way your car look. You ain't get your car out of the shop quick enough, so I don't think you got enough money. You didn't curve over me. Like, we start judging. Like, I was listening to you. What kind of you was on the bus the other day? I don't like you no more. Like, if you all are putting it on yourself and figuring out, all right, this is my talent, this is my gift, but I'm relying on these people to show me the resources and the support, I could work for it. Because now I'm holding y'all accountable for y'all own gifts and talents. Right. But I'll give you the resources and put you in those positions and show you the strategic way that you can capitalize off of it. But if you make a dumb decision, like if you made this, if I get you $150K and you decide to go to Macy's, and you got the 10 Ferragamo belts and stuff like that, that's on bull.
Back to these belts.
That's not a reflective of my company. Right. That's why I like it the way we set it up. You know what I mean? Right, it's like, it's off your industry and your business. We going to show you the money. And when you say it wasn't successful, I'm going to show you, this is what we did. We got him $150K. What he do with it? He was unsuccessful. Right? He was unsuccessful. Right. We got him the money. Like, real estate. He wanted to do real estate. I'm going to show him the contract, the whole system. This is the system. I'm going to show y'all on video how I followed the same system and I won. He decided in between that system while he was flipping the house that he was going to use some of that money to go to the bar. Every day he got a bar problem. He like to go to the bar and get this Jim Beam and spend and get a go extra 30 on the credit card that I told him that might be used for drywall. It's emergency, extra $5,000 if something happened in the flip. But something always happened in the flip. Right. That's why you listening to me. You spent that money on Jim Beam. There, I got you. You lost. You the loser. Not the you know what I mean. But you also can bounce back because now you identify where you messed up at, right? And you have to be more disciplined here. So we'll still work with you, but you're not gonna put it on us. You see what I'm saying? So that's what we try to put in position. We wanted to be all on that individual, but also give them the things that they don't have access to. So we felt like it was a fair game. And it took me about 2 years to come up with this, you know what I mean, kind of build it together and get all these people involved. But when I say it's phenomenal, it's really phenomenal. So that's why I'm back out here. This is the first time I've been doing radio and doing all these outlets since I was doing the music thing. Because I got back to real estate I'm like, all right, I can make more money doing real estate. I got back here and I started doing fastest, but I look back and I'm on social media again. I'm like, there's a lot of people that I've seen that I know I want to win. And I ain't responsible for no winning. That's a lot of times that people get effed up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't participate in your own rescue. I'll put that stick out for you. You know what I mean? I always say that. Put that stick out, you grab that stick. Come on, pull your ass in. I'm not jumping in this goddamn water with you because I remember how cold that goddamn water was, and I remember how hard it was to get out that water. So I'm not getting in that goddamn water with you. But what I will do is, I found this long ass stick. He's like, save me. I'm like, look around. Oh, hey, grab it. Grab it. They're like, jump in. No, grab it. So that's what we do here at Entrepreneur Direct. Yeah. We make sure that you grab this goddamn stick and we pull your ass in. If you want to grab the stick and be pulled in. If not, you want us to dive in on this, we're not getting no wet. We're not going to do none of that. We do that for our families because if they lose, then we're responsible for them. Because we put our money in there and we invested in stuff like that. And I have my own legacy I got a 3-year-old and 6-year-old, and I want them to do great things. So I'm not going to risk anything, but I have created this system because I do care about this and I needed this.
Right.
You know what I mean? I needed to win and I didn't know how to win until I started realizing all these other people that put me in position to, help me win because it wasn't me by myself. So.
Makes a lot of sense, man.
But it's up to you to be disciplined enough to follow through and follow the steps and not go drinking the Jim Beam.
Yep. And I learned the same thing. I learned the same thing. You know what I mean? I learned the same thing, and everything that I'm spitting out, I went through. Like I did the Jim Beam. Like me, in the mentor, like I did those things. I did. All right. Well, I want to go down Florida. I want to go down. You know what I mean? Out Bahamas and spend this little money on stuff. No, this money, OPM, other people's money, which is a leverage and is financial education, is used to make you money. If your mom or if somebody that cared about you a lot and you was in a tough situation, they gave you that money, and I gave you that money to pay your rent, and you went out there and did it on your fix, would you get it again that quick? Even if she loved you,
right?
You see what I'm saying?
They might not even call me anymore.
Exactly. So think about an investor, somebody that just don't have no love for you at all. It's all about them making money off of what you make.
Right.
They're never gonna do it again. Ever do it again. So once I understood it like that, I'm like, yo, it's not like my friends where I could just be like, you know me. Right. You know me. Yeah. And like, they be like,
you should have let it to me in the first place.
Yeah. That's such and such. I'm going to do it again. These people are not going to do it again. And if they do, it might be 7 years later. And how much time has passed and how much growth you could have had in those 7 years. You know what I mean? So
Right.
They got the peach in. Jay, I wish I drunk dark. I've been messing with this Anthony.
I drink cognac and IPAs personally. But Jim Beam, I can't get with that.
Yeah. You know what's funny? It's just staying on my mind because I've been seeing so many commercials about it, and I study commercials.
I hate commercials because I was a marketing major, and I know the inside of commercials.
So dumbed down, it's ridiculous.
I mean, it's literally to brainwash
genius,
you.
but they
All
all
marketing is to brainwash you to a certain extent, but the extent that commercials go through is scary.
Oh, I know it is.
It makes you not want to watch them.
It's genius in a way.
Because your subconscious is crazy.
Yeah, from the colors to the verbiage
to the soundtrack to just
the music. Yeah,
it's little tense.
The beat per minute that they're using.
Because everything goes through a focus group and all type of other tests before it even gets to you. And there's subliminals in commercials.
That's why your girl out of nowhere be like, babe, I like this. You be like, you really like this?
Yeah.
It's like they say.
I know what I like.
You see enough Pepsi commercials. When you get thirsty, you gonna want a Pepsi.
That's right. You'd think by now.
That's how they sold crack. That's how the government sold crack.
Y'all know what foods make you hungry? I mean, what colors make you hungry?
What colors?
Orange, right?
Red, yellow, and orange. Yep. What's McDonald's?
All three of them. Right?
Reds and yellows. Look at all food places.
No wonder every time I stare at this wall, I'm like, I need me a cheeseburger, right?
It builds an appetite. Red and yellow.
It's like, no.
Red and yellow builds an appetite.
It's funny because if you got a reptile, you gotta put the light over them and that. Anyway. Yeah.
All that stuff is because a lot of times at the end of the day, at the basic knowledge, we forget that we're animals, we're human beings. Mm-hmm. And once you realize that it's a lot of things that can be manipulated by us and our intellect, we be like, fuck you, I'm smarter than that. Mm-hmm. And then you be like,
but listen, I'm on my way.
Drink this and be an intellectual.
Right.
No, but seriously,
that's real.
Manipulation is that strong. Like the stuff that they're doing in commercials,
That's why they call them spirits, because,
Yep.
know,
I
it
literally
felt like
have
it was
a
changing
personal
to
problem
something.
with
Now
commercials.
you all open,
It's a
you know.
science. It's
And
not
I would
even
love
a
to
guess.
write commercials, but I hate watching them.
Yeah, it's not a guess. It's science. It's like, listen, if she drank this from here, I guarantee you her judgment would be different. Guarantee you.
Yep.
Oh,
So
no.
so colors.
I'm already drunk.
No, but it's literally that specific. Like, there's no fun in it. Like, you would think
Yeah,
that it'd be a
the
room of
judgment
people
is
like us
different.
that was like, this would be dope. No, the conversation is, this is what's going to
It's
work.
going to happen. Yeah, it's going to happen. So, for example, if you drink all this, it's like, all right, you know how guys drink, try to talk to girls and drink. Like, it's not guaranteed that she's going to go home with you tonight, but is the chances better? Right. No,
Don't
saying?
talk to Keith about that.
That's why there's always party favors.
I asked about
I
that.
had to burn some sage right now.
That's why there's always
Yeah,
party
I
favors.
just got back from New York, man. I
Late
just
night
got back from New
drinking.
York, baby.
But no, but it's the chances of things. And what the commercials are doing, that's what marketing is for. Marketing is not sales. Sales is closers.
Right.
Yeah.
Marketing is to make that the percentage is higher once that salesperson asks you.
More people
would
walk
you?
through the door.
Like if I say, come to this radio station. Marketta's marketing, me knowing her for 10 years, whether she know it or not, had to do with me coming to the stage.
Right.
That was her marketing. She never asked me. She never sold me on anything ever.
Me either.
This is the first time she said, "Can you come to my show?" I said, "Yes," right away. Right?
Yeah.
Same here.
It was from years of.
So I wasn't a
but
sucker. It was because of her marketing.
marketing.
That's what we get. That's what we get down to.
But most people, but even
And you
her,
be sipping so much, so
I
you
mean,
know.
hey, man, it's
even
not-
her, she might not have been paying attention that was marketing. She might
Right.
not have thought of it as marketing. I'm just being Marquita and I'm doing Marquetta
Marquetta.
and doing what I'm supposed to do. Excuse me.
Thank
You know,
you.
it's funny. I brung her for. And
Well,
she
and I'm actually Persia today, but
Persia,
then this
oh.
is the thing. Some
Persia
people have you know
sounds.
people personally, but yes, Persia sound.
Yeah,
All
Persia
right.
sound.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember this, but call me on this if you remember. I brung you. It was I forget what event I was doing, and I brung you to a
The
house
rec
we was
center.
doing. Joint.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and she came in there, and I was like, her personality sold me there. All the
No,
way.
thank you.
It was
know, it's
funny.
crazy,
it was her
too.
passionate. She wasn't even happy. She was talking about, I remember she was talking about.
Because I was traumatically going through something
Oh,
at
you
that
remember,
point. No, I
see?
know. Because
Oh,
I
she
look
was-
back, I
oh,
had
she
to
get her
correct
mad.
myself every time I go back and I say, oh, okay, I fucked up here. I can't do that like this again, you know.
But
But
I loved it
yeah.
because me going through a lot of stuff, and I have a great discernment. Another man might have took it to do it because she was very passionate and was like, "I'm done." You ever see a woman that's not going to take that shit no more? So it
That's
was,
me.
So
Yeah.
so so
You ain't have to ask me.
so
That's
that,
her cussing out everybody,
that was
but
her-
I couldn't do that either.
that was her bag, but it wasn't about me.
Right.
But when they in that bag, it's just that bag. Like so, I see it wasn't about me, and we talking about something. That's just, and I forget what we said.
God.
She said no. It wasn't even no mic there. We everybody was talking. She's like nope. Because this is what happens. If somebody does this, then they take advantage of you. And then and there's no money. And then somebody else wants you to sign something. And then that's not real.
No, don't do that.
And that ain't shit.
Because I've been through the shit, and I'm letting you know right now.
And then if this is
That's how
that
it
shit, this ain't gonna happen. And are you up to that? Because that's not gonna happen. And then it's like,
Who's this, Grover or Cookie
Right?
Monster?
she was in that
He
bag.
got my
is
boy,
crazy.
he got Mel's, he ain't got mine though. But
shit
it's
She
cool.
was just snapping like she was, but
No,
it
it's
was
funny.
But it was like it was genuine, and it came from her getting taken advantage of. And I'm like, I was different. I'm like, I don't want people like that to get taken advantage of. And
Right.
I resonate with that. And I saw her keep growing throughout the years, and I'm like, oh, nobody running that. Hope she don't run that.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna get that shit easy. They're gonna get that shit real
Yeah.
easy, even if they don't want that shit. You're like,
I
and you
know.
probably went through that. Yeah,
And I had to check myself. You know what I mean?
because you
each
probably
time.
gave it to people that didn't deserve
Damn
it
it,
at
yeah.
times.
And I'm not giving them anything. I'm giving them too much, I think.
Right.
It's not like I'm snapping at them. Sometimes what I learned is everything don't need to be said, which is what I learned from my girlfriend. Because I've always been a very true, blunt person. So if I don't like something, I tell you. Keith knows that. What did you say? I got like 3 personalities or 3 people inside of me or something like that. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going there.
No, why not? Exactly. So the thing is so he knows me, but somebody that knows me knows that that's just one side at that point. You know what I mean? And that's not all of me and everything. Like I'm always trying to help people and uplift or whatever.
Well,
but
I'm a Gemini.
sometimes, because I went through what I went through.
I'm a
Oh, you
Gemini,
crazy
so I
shit.
always need understanding
You
on that
Gemini?
note.
No, I'm a Taurus.
And I'm always
I'm bullheaded
probably
too,
drinking,
so I'm very
I'm
stubborn.
controlling a lot.
We get along because Gemini.
Yeah, I'm controlling
Libras,
a
I'm
lot.
a Libra.
You're a Libra?
Oh, all right, yeah,
Okay,
we
so
Gucci.
you're always weighing the scales. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we on
Figure
both
it out.
sides of
And
Yeah.
Taurus,
we on
so-
both sides
Not
of them.
Leo.
Oh, Leo. Okay, I forgot.
King of the jungle,
Yeah.
baby.
So yeah, but so let's tell them where they can find you at. That's what I want to know.
Well, you can find me at Sipping with Sammy or sippingwithsammy.com or on Etsy, search Sipping with Sammy. Or you can find me on Thursdays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on 98.5 Uptown Radio, Most Slept On Radio Show. Or you can find me on Fridays, 4 to 6 p.m. Flyboy Fridays, Flyboy Radio on Glockaware Radio, 4 to 6 p.m. every Friday, man. 420 party coming up this weekend. We gonna have a ball, man. We barbecuing. It's smoky inside and outside. Come through.
And where is that at?
Come through. 4933 Old York Road. Bring your admission fee and bring a couple dollars for the vendors, and the rest is on the house, man. We gonna have a ball.
Hey, that sounds like a plan. So I don't have it written down like him. He got it right because he's the radio host, but I am Gerald Forbes. I go by the name of JL Forbes. That's my initials. You can put that on Instagram. I'll pop up. Gerald is spelled Jarriel. Last name like the magazine, Forbes. That's my government name. You can look me up on any social media outlets. And that's my business right here, entrepreneur-direct.com. You can look me up. You can hop on the website, peruse, explore, come sign up for a 30-minute consultation. It's completely free. You can pick my brains. You can pick my brains of my co-founder as well, and to kind of help you know what you're really getting here at Entrepreneur Direct. And like I said, we like to help anybody out here and that's trying to become financially free, just trying to get some financial relief. Forget financial relief. Just get financial relief first. Just a little woo-side at the end of your weekend, not living check to check, and help you in that situation off your natural God-given talent. If you sing, if you do art, if you rap, if you are a spokesperson, whatever you do, if you're an engineer, we can help you in that facet because we focus on business and we let you focus on your gift and getting better at your gift, but we can keep the team around you and the system around you, and that's what we do. So Gerald Forbes, all my outlets. Appreciate it. JL Forbes. Yep, JL
on
Forbes.
Instagram. It's JL Forbes with a dash or something, right?
Yep, it's underscore. J.L.J.Forbes. No, there's no underscore. J.L.Forbes. Yep.
Yeah,
J.
something like
L.
that.
He got
Forbes.
so much
and all
going on, he forgot his own name.
Or
Global.
if not, get on Persia Sound, PERSIASOUND, and you can get on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and you'll see some of the links. So you can just click right underneath some of the posts that I've put about tonight, so that you can find these guys and follow. JL and Sipping with Sammy.
Yep.
And and all of that. You just made my show so easy today. Everyone's like, oh, we don't have enough time. I was like, no, we got plenty of time. Okay?
No, it wasn't me.
He
It
was
was
doing
you,
his
Kat.
motivational speaking today. Exactly.
I'm here to support, though.
But I'm so happy that I did run into you the time in the city and then, getting back to me as far as that's concerned.
Absolutely.
But I was like, oh, because that was something that I actually wanted to do. So I was happy that you had it because you already been business for a very long time. So now you have it to put it out there to help other people as well.
Yep.
And like I said, it's affordable. It's not like,
Yep.
like
Affordable.
some of these other programs that are about $20,000 a
Yep.
piece. You know what I mean?
affordable.
Like I
That's what I
said, the
wanna do.
Philly Boyce Watkins is, setting
Yeah.
up camp up in here. So,
Word,
definitely
word.
follow him. And we're going to play some music from Sammy. So if you
Oh.
want to get over here.
I'm DJ.
You can come
Right,
in
Sammy.
and DJ, and we're gonna play some of his music out until because I think we got like another 10 minutes. Yeah, that's the chord right there, and then you just press play, and everybody enjoy your night.
Sam Malone. Sam Malone. Yeah. Sam Malone. Who? What? Who? What? Who? Shit. Cognac and glass. Getting baby on them. They say it's just my ass. Too Barstool, Sam Malone, they wanna see me gone. But I'm going road trip, rude, switching time zones. Right, forever paid, sight set on a new phase. Greater cheddar days, my name doing bad, seen better days. So I check her, then it's back to chasing checks. New slave, sneaker pimpin' since young, I don't do J's. Barstool, who? Sam Malone. Barstool, who? Sam Malone. Barstool, who? Sam Malone. They said, Barstool, who? Sam Malone. Yeah, Barstool, who? Sam Malone. They said, Barstool, who? Sam Malone. Same shit, different bartender. Real facts, most y'all niggas bore me. Corny with your real rap, most for me. Spittin' how you kill cats. Nigga wouldn't heard of the bomb, can't even kill tracks. Bones where the real at, Pope where the kill at. Bun said you niggas ain't trill, no you feel like crowd yelling. Ruger can't help it. Been destructive stages, I melt 'em. Keep the ladies yelling. Say I got that comeback, I numb that. Only blowing ball, but yours only slug sack. Pound bag strong from the mall. Shorty got kids, and my turkey bacon and grits served topless. Barstool, who? Sam Malone. Barstool, who? Sam Malone. Barstool, who? Sam Malone. Say what? Barstool, who? Sam Malone. It's all about you. I need to know about you. Hey, sexy question. Are you fulfilled? If not, let me step in so we can build. We can start off happy days together. Like Tony and Chachi, but forever. Wish you this like you don't mind a little smoke. Ain't too sensitive, you don't mind a little joke. Cause I got a few, maybe a couple more. Just to make you smile, just cause I adore you. Swear when I spotted you, my life changed. Saw my future before the light changed. Ain't even talking marriage, let's discuss bliss. Make each other stronger, plus rich. No star, couple can touch this. Got them scrolling through our flicks with clutch fists. Looking disgusted, cause what we discussed did just what we set out to do. Plus kids, few car garage, me, you, and her Minaj. Swear we couldn't have crossed paths at a better time.
We should find a place to go. If in no time we could grow, there's some things I'd like to know about you. There's some things I'd like to know about you. I'm showing you that's alright. Everybody straight on gut. These other games just so. You get on my views, no comment. Just let me know what you want though. You ready? Tell me that you're ready. You ready? Tell me that you're ready. We should find a place to go. If in no time we could grow, there's some things I'd like to know about you. There's some things I'd like to know about you. All these chicks got a pass. You ain't never met a nigga like me. She kept me on the sideline, Spike Lee. But now I know why, cause when I hit it, she be calling it mine. You want the D, you give me head, sugar, make up your mind. Gotta see you a temple lawyer, get the rentals. Mac and it's simple player, got the dentures. Sex game on the A+. She sleep, get the text, then I bet she wake up. Boyfriend stressed, day the next to break up. She got double D's, he don't do the makeup. She look good without makeup, good when you wake up. Get the camera out, I just wanna take us. Man, I tell you that bikini is power, y'all. Have a swinging like me from the shower. Raw tapes hit the net, start crazy drama. You get the footage, you like, damn, that's my baby mama. Rules to the game, good apple spoil. Remember one thing, them hoes ain't loyal. We should find a place to go. If in no time we could grow. There's some things I'd like to know about you.